Alright, so hey everybody, Deb here with Carnivore Caveman Keto Couple. Welcome back. So today we're going to talk a little bit about fiber. Now I have been having so many questions lately on fiber. Is it good for us? Is it bad for us? Is it good for us in small quantities? Is it bad? Should we not have fiber in our diet at all? And that is the ultimate question. You know, we have been told forever, for as long as I can remember and way before I was born, that we needed fiber in our diet. Not only do we need fiber in our diet, we need lots of fiber. And I'm beginning to think that that might not be true. Now this book here, the Fiber Menace, what a read. I mean, it is a huge eye-opener. Even if you believe 100% that human beings have to have fiber in their diet or we will get colon cancer, which is what a lot of people say, or you're going to get constipated, you have got to read this just to be devil's advocate because it really makes you think about things. Basically, the Fiber Menace, it's the truth about fiber's role in diet failure, constipation, hemorrhoids, IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, colitis, Crohn's disease, and colon cancer. So just a little bit on fiber, kind of fiber 101. What is fiber? Well, there's two kinds of fiber. There's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber, good examples would be kind of like beans or oatmeal, peas, avocado, sweet potato. They turn kind of like a gelatinous substance. They get mushy in the digestive tract and kind of, you know, go through fairly easy. And then you have your insoluble fiber, which is your indigestible. This fiber does not get digested anywhere in the human body. So it basically is like roughage. It bulks up, and what doctors have told us for years, that it helps bulk up the stool when it's combined with water, makes this really bulky roughage that helps, you know, push everything through. But what we're kind of finding out, or a lot of people are finding out, that they're getting too much fiber in the diet. And what happens when you get too much fiber in the diet, or what could happen, is the stools become too large for the intestinal tract. So let me just give you a little history on the intestine. So what happens when we eat food? Well, basically when we eat fat and protein, all of our digestive enzymes go to work in the stomach, and it's turned into what's called chyme. Like 98% of it is turned into this thicker liquid before it even reaches the small intestine. So by the time it goes into the small intestine, it's pretty much liquid. It goes through the small intestine, all the vitamins and minerals get absorbed through the mucosa of the small intestine, and that's what is the role of the small intestine. Now, the small intestine diameter is only about an inch wide. About, I don't know if you guys can see, but of course it's about the diameter of a quarter. Now that is not very large. So when we eat fiber, what we're doing is we are causing a lot of issues for the small intestine. So what it can do is it can block up in the small intestine, and then all your bacteria go crazy and try to start fermenting the fiber and doing all their things, and that's why you get bloated. That's why you can get abdominal pain from too much fiber, and that's why we need all the gut microbiomes and gut flora to be able to work on digesting fiber. Protein and fats really don't rely on the bacteria. It's all digestive enzymes that break down fat and protein. So fiber is completely different, and fiber comes in your standard carbohydrates. So my question to anybody out there, which seems a little logical to me, if we have something the diameter of a quarter, 1 inch, and we're trying to jam all this bran in our cereal, and raisin bran, and psyllium husk, and metamucil, and all this extra fiber that the media and FDA and our doctors for that matter, are telling us that we need, I would think that it's going to do a lot of damage, maybe, to the small intestine, and then, you know, after it goes through the small intestine, goes through the large intestine, and then down to the colon, and the opening, or the exit I should say, out is again a little bigger than a quarter, but not much. So every time you're creating these really large stools, you could be causing, anal fissures, tears in the anus, hemorrhoids, Crohn's. It could be irritating your small intestine, the large intestine, and causing all these problems that people are diagnosed as having not enough fiber. So that's where it gets a little tricky. Now, I have read and been doing, like I said, a ton of research. If you Google anything about fiber, you're not going to find barely anybody that says anything bad about it. Everybody says you have to have it. You don't, it's going to cause colon cancer, all this stuff. But I came across this book, and like I said, real eye-opener. And then I started kind of digging even deeper on the whole fiber issue. And the fiber may not be an issue for a lot of people if done in small or minor quantities, because if you get your fiber from real unprocessed food, as long as you're not eating like a huge monstrous 9 cups of spinach salad where you're adding all your broccoli and then you're adding tomatoes and cucumbers and carrots, I mean, that is a lot of fiber for the poor small intestine here. But I would think that if you don't have issues already with vegetables and fiber, that if you had, your serving of broccoli with dinner, or your serving of asparagus, or sweet potato, or a really small dinner salad, I wouldn't think for most people that it would be an issue. But like I said, we're being told to have 20 times, 50 times more fiber than we should actually really have, in my opinion, just from doing all this research. So, I don't know. I've just got a lot of questions on fiber. I'm questioning right now, do we really need it in our diet? And not only do we really need it to be healthy, but should we have it at all? Is this machine, this temple we call our body, able to run better with zero fiber? And that's the question. Now, Johnny and I, in 2 days, it'll be our 60-day anniversary of Carnivore. So we have not had any fiber in 2 months. And we're going to do, I'm not going to do an update in this video because John and I are going to do it together. But I'll be honest with you, the whole lack of fiber has been better for both of our digestive systems than when we were eating a lot of fiber. So it's just a question. I don't know. I'd love people's comments, feedback. If you guys have any personal stories, or of anybody that's done, better getting off of fiber, has healed their digestive system, or controlled their constipation or hemorrhoids or whatever, I'd love to know about it. Now, what I've been told and what can happen, and it did not happen to me when I switched over from basically keto to carnivore, I didn't experience any constipation or diarrhea or any weird things. I don't know if it was because I was basically only eating 15 and under grams of carbs by that time for at least 7 months, that it wasn't an issue. But I have heard some people say that when they've tried to go, from the standard American diet to either carnivore or keto, by reducing that fiber, they get horrible constipation. But what I also have found from my research is when we eat a lot of fiber, our colon actually gets lazy. So the colon is a muscle, and I know I'm getting a little graphic here, but I have to. So the colon is a muscle, and it actually works along with the intestines to push the food out, right? So when you eat fiber and you're taking that fiber and you're just kind of jamming it down your throat, your muscles don't have to work as much to remove that waste. The fiber actually ends up within 24 to 48 hours, sometimes 72, pushes it all the way through. But a lot of times when it's too big and your stool's too big, you know that you have had way too much fiber, and that's just cannot be good for your digestive system. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, but when you're having to strain to go to the bathroom and your, fecal matter is 1.5 times twice the size of what your opening of your anal canal is, that can't be good. I don't know. I'm no doctor or expert, but it just seems logical to me that maybe all the fiber we're consuming is making everything lazy in there, and so when you take away the fiber, your body's actually was addicted to it, and it's like, whoa, now we actually have to work again now, and it doesn't really know how. Those muscles have become so lax and lazy because of all the fiber that now it's kind of like a vicious cycle. So again, this is all just kind of new to me. I just started researching fiber about, gosh, 2 weeks ago, and still learning a lot, still questioning whether fiber is actually good for us. So if you guys have any opinions, or if you have any other sites or any other books that I should read besides the Fiber Menace, please leave them in the comments, and I'd love some healthy discussion on what people think. There really hasn't been a lot of studies at all that claim that we are more prone to colon cancer by a low fiber diet versus high fiber diet. I mean, we've been told that, but we also were told back in the day that trans fat was good. Turned out to be horrible for us. We also were told that low fat diets were good, and look what it's done to the obesity in the world. It's making us fat, sick, and nearly dead. We also were told that, you know, NutraSweet and Sweet and Low and Splenda were all, oh, they are fine, you know, no calories, just drink as much as you want, you know, use it as much as you want, and now they're neurotoxins causing all kinds of horrible things to people. So I'm just wondering, could fiber be another thing that we've been taught all these years we have to have so much of, and it's really actually harming our health? I don't know. To order a copy of the Fiber Menace, click the link below, and it'll take you right to Amazon. Alright guys, well, that's enough for fiber. We might get into it a little bit in some later videos, because it's such a important topic to me right now, because Johnny and I are doing the carnivore diet, so I'm not getting any fiber, and I just want to know if it's good or bad. So, alright. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Just helps our channel. Hit that bell notification. I'll let you know when we put up a new video. And please subscribe. Again, it just helps our channel. Just remember, keep eating meat. Meat heals.